Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Did you know you can support the channel by joining? Something to think about. Now onto the stories. Case file number 937, written by Turtle Bubbles. Poseidon, Lord of the Ocean and Rings. 2 summers ago, my family and I went on a cruise for our summer vacation. It was a great experience. Went snorkeling, and just had an awesome bonding time together. I'm the youngest of 3 siblings, 19 now. During one of the snorkeling trips, my father had lost his wedding ring in the ocean. He didn't think it would come off. I remember seeing how devastated he was over it. That wedding ring was not just a symbol of marriage, but also a sentimental piece that had been passed down to my mom by her mom, my grandmother. It's very distinct. The center stone was a large diamond, not sure how big exactly, but it's gorgeous, and had tiny rubies encrusted in the sides. Never seen one like it before. We searched the area where he thought he lost the ring, but it was nowhere to be found, and it was too dangerous to dive deep anyways. There was no way to get it, even if we could find it. We all had to accept that it was lost forever in the ocean. That severely sullied the rest of the trip, but we did the best we could. I remember my mom consoling my dad, making sure he knew she didn't blame him. They're still together, by the way. I'm so lucky to have them as my parents. They're amazing. Fast forward to today. I was in the living room when I heard my dad shout from upstairs, "Honey, babe, Snooky butt, where are you? I found the ring!" I heard him say this, but didn't really understand what he was talking about. In my mind, that wedding ring might as well be on the moon. And I know my dad didn't lose the replacement they eventually bought together. It was nice, but nothing compared to the antique that was in Poseidon's grasp now. So there was no ring lost to be found in my mind. Still, I was interested to know what he was on about, so I skipped upstairs. There, in my parents' ensuite bathroom, my dad was holding the antique diamond-centered ruby-encrusted wedding ring from my grandma. They weren't talking, just staring at it like the beginnings of modern Lord of the Rings, and now I was too. What the fricking ducking bubbles? Frick? That's about as accurate a recreation of the words that came out of my mouth at the time, and still all I can say, all any of us can say about this. It's a damn miracle. That's all there is to it. Because the only reasonable explanation is that someone scuba dived hundreds of feet below the ocean, found a beautiful antique ring, tracked down its owner, us, somehow, broke in and left it in my parents' bathroom sink. Nah, no freaking way. Either it's an act of God or angels, or we've all gone mad. No matter the answer, we're all happy as beavers now. Case notes are file 937. Poseidon, the Lord of the Ocean and of Rings. I think this might just be the most amazing DOP story I've ever narrated. And read in general. I don't narrate every single story I read, but indeed there is no rational explanation within the realm of the normal that I can think of. Because if the ring was lost in the ocean, merely finding it, just the odds that someone randomly scuba dives in the location where your father lost it while snorkeling, which is kind of fun by the way. Wouldn't want to go scuba diving. I'm afraid of Delta P. I can't imagine how terrible that would have been. But then to find it again in your sink, there's no logical way I can square that besides saying it de-rendered and reappeared there, or to me this strikes me more as some will. I don't know if it was God, I don't know if it was an angel, I don't know if it was a spirit that just felt the pain and went out and literally scoured the ocean to find it. Maybe it was a loved one that passed away and wanted to do something nice for you. Maybe your grandma even. That's a interesting thought. Kinda nice, really. But yeah, your family sounds so pure, and I'm very happy for you little beavers. Case file number 938, written by DunBB2, Cupid, the Lord of Love and Lingerie. I was at the mall the other day, shopping for some new lingerie. As I was walking through the store, I noticed a couple browsing the racks nearby. They were both around my age and seemed happy and content together. You know, the standard lovey-dovey type. More PDA than I like, but hey, more power to them. I couldn't help but overhear their conversation as they were discussing what to buy and looking at clothes. I was too engrossed in their conversation, to be honest. I was the creep of their story. Hopefully my cuteness overwhelmed the weird factor. I really needed to use the bathroom, so I pulled myself away for that. When I came back, I looked for the couple again, but the boyfriend was gone. I didn't think much of it. I assumed he had probably gone to the bathroom too, or another store. But when I walked closer to the woman, I noticed that she was acting as if he never existed. She was alone, and no one was with her. None of my business really, I know, but I asked the woman if everything was okay, and she looked at me confused. I said, "Okay, don't hate me, but I was listening in to your conversation earlier, with your boyfriend, I assume." She said she'd been here alone the whole time and had no idea what I was talking about. The way she said it, I just knew she wasn't trying to lie to me or kid around or anything like that. So I apologized to her and went to the register to check out. I found a very cute set of underwear with stripes and hearts matching. I asked the lady at the register, because I'm just too damn curious and nosy, if she had noticed the girl over by the, Women's Electric Wonderland section, if she had come in with a man. The girl gave me the side eye and said she wasn't paying attention to that. I can take a hint. I'm too much, aren't I? But it just feels so odd. I know she was with a man. They were talking with each other for at least 5 minutes, and there were no male employees in the store. Not the type of conversation to have with one anyways. Case notes for file 938. Cupid, the Lord of Love, and of Lingerie. So yes, I would agree that you are maybe a bit too nosy and curious for your own good. Didn't you hear that curiosity killed the cat, all 9 lives? I advise some caution, refrain yourself. Certainly from making it obvious, be incognito if you're going to do that. I would say there are some normal explanations for this. Maybe the girl broke up with her boyfriend on the spot for some reason. Maybe he was picking out lingerie that she really didn't like or something. And because of the friction, she just wanted to act like, he was gone and she didn't care. Sometimes people turtle up in a shell after an emotional hardship. Or maybe there was a male employee that was trying really hard to make a sale. I don't know. Some salesmen are very aggressive. If it was a glitch, then it could just be multiversal love peering, let's call it that. So you just saw in another universe where the girl was there with her boyfriend, and then came back from the bathroom and he wasn't there anymore because it's your original universe where she is sadly alone. Maybe Cupid will strike soon, hopefully, before Valentine's Day. A multiversal peep show. Oh my. What am I doing? Bonus file. Written by This Is The Way 42. Haunted House Jitters, all in white. In my hometown, there's a house that's famous for being haunted. It is an old Victorian house that has been abandoned for many years, but it's technically not illegal to go into, or at least no one has been caught or charged with trespassing. Locals have all kinds of stories about the place. A lot of people will camp outside near it for the thrill, and usually hear weird noises coming from inside, usually in the kitchen area, which you can see from the road. One summer, my friends and I decided to check out the house ourselves. Our parents always forbade us to go there, so naturally, as rebellious dumb teenagers, that made us absolutely have to go. Oh, to be a dumb kid again. We had to see if the stories were true for ourselves. We went in the middle of the night and started exploring. We didn't even drive yet, so we took our bikes. It seemed normal at first, but just as we were about to leave, we heard voices from upstairs. We had already explored there. At least, we were pretty sure they were voices. To be honest, we still didn't really believe anything supernatural was going on, even up to this point of hearing something upstairs. We walked, very cautiously, to the second floor, and when we reached the top of the stairs, we saw a figure standing at the end of the corridor. It was a woman in a long white dress. We were just truly petrified. Did one of our friends from school beat us here just to scare us? We had told our squad about it, but didn't say we were going tonight. Hell, we didn't even know until we summoned up the courage to. After speaking, the figure disappeared. Not in front of us. She walked into the room to her right. We instantly ran out of the house. I even tripped on the bottom step and bit my lip somehow from the fall. When we got outside, we looked back at the home expecting to see the girl looking out from the window. The room she went into was facing the road. But we didn't see anything. We weren't waiting around, that's for sure. Case notes for the bonus file. The Jittery Haunted House, all in white. So yeah, I've been there before. The adventurous, mischievous, slightly mischievous spirit of youth For me, it was never exploring abandoned locations or mines or caves or stuff like that, or haunted homes. It was just climbing trees I shouldn't have been. Spend all day climbing trees, left and right, and falling out of them, breaking... I didn't really break any bones. I got a lot of scratches, though. I don't know how I didn't break more bones. Maybe I'm Wolverine or something. And I may or may not still climb trees as a 32-year-old grown man. I just say that I'm doing pull-ups, so it doesn't seem too odd. It's the adult version of climbing trees. Regarding the story, it's very true that there are haunted homes all over the place. But haunted doesn't necessarily mean evil or bad. People conflate the term haunting with evil presence or malevolence. But no, it just means that it's a location where there's a spirit tied to it, or multiple spirits. They could be pleasant spirits, or just neutral. The woman seems like she was lonely or longing for something, maybe just wanted company. From my impression, of course you were teenagers, so you'd be terrified out of your mind. I still would be even as an adult. But I don't think that she had any ill will towards you. Make of that what you will. Still, yeah, overall I'd say most places that are haunted are positive, because I think most people deep down are good people. And when you die, the leftover imprint, the soul that you leave behind, the piece of it, is a reflection of who you were, the real you, your actions, who you choose to be. And I think most people end up choosing to be pretty good people. So, the fragments of their soul left behind would reflect that. Maybe I'm just an optimist. Doesn't mean there are no bad spirits, but the bulk of them probably are good. The end of my notes have arrived. No French this time, don't worry. If you're wondering about the book, balancing on my head, it is James Patterson, First to Die. It's pretty good. If you like crime dramas with some twists, I would definitely highly recommend it. There's like 23 books in the series. I'm only on the first one, but so far, recommended. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff, of course. I think you get a donut or something if you hit the bell. I don't know how they did it, but it's a very good update. I like it.